All right, blessed morning, blessed morning. Welcome to the Bahamas. Welcome to our training session. Einhornschutz. I'm Devlin, and this is Shadow. So today's episode, we're going to go over greetings, how to get the best out of our dogs when we're out in public or where someone's coming to the home and we're introducing our dogs to a friend or a family member or anyone for that matter. How do we get our dogs to be relaxed and calm and not jump and you know, just kind of make a big play date out of the whole thing. And so in addition to that, we're also going to go over some basic challenges that we may have with our dogs, which is leash pulling. Going for a walk, you got a young pup that's very, very much interested in the real world, distracted, and what you got is this constant leash pressure. And you know, it's not a lot in the moment, but that could get tiresome on the arms, right? And ultimately your dog's just not focused on you, not paying attention, distracted, and so you're not going to get the best obedience or the best response out of your dog if you don't know how to pull that in. So we're going to go over leash pulling, some techniques to prevent leash pulling and avoid it before it starts, and how to deal with it when it's happening, right? And we're also going to go over one of our more, I guess you can say, specific commands in our obedience routine, which is touch, and we're going to use the Podium. All right, so right now I'm going to start this off with a greeting. As you may know, Shadow really loves myself and Pancho, and so Shadow really wants to say hi to Pancho, but I want Shadow to do so sitting down and relax. So that's what we're going to practice right now. All right, while you can enjoy the waters for a second while we get set up. Pancho, you ready?
I'm ready.
Come on in. All right, so right away, you're in the public, you run into someone that you know, and your dog's like, hey, I know this person, or hey, I just want to say hi. And so you're gonna have to probably tell the person to just wait a second, I'm training my dog, I want to get a certain result, so I don't want you to just run right in. All right, I want my dog to stay seated. Now the second thing, you're gonna have something to keep your dog's attention. And so in this case, I have a high value reward, which is a meaty treat. And I'm going to guide Shadow to the magic spot, which is by my left side with her front paw behind my ankle. I'm going to hold a short leash so that I can make this easy, relatively speaking, so I don't have a 6-foot leash for my dog to run off on. And I'm going to instruct Shadow with a gesture to stay seated, sit, pull up, push down, short leash to help her stay there. And then I'll have my friend or whoever it is come on in. You could say hi to Shadow. Now hold on. If Shadow were to jump or move forward, I want you to stop coming in and even step back if you need to. And as long as Shadow stays seated and relaxed, you can come in. So you're helping me with this exercise. And you're going to have to explain that to the person as well so that they can work with you. Now, of course, a lot of people say, I don't mind. Well, of course, you have to tell them, I'm training my dog and I need your help.
Shadow.
Good job.
Yes.
Good. Now, one of the commands that we're using here that I didn't speak about just now was watch me. So in addition to Shadow sit, watch me. I established that relationship with my dog, and this is called the agreement. Come on in again.
Hey.
Good job.
Yes.
Yes. And finish. And for that good behavior, Shadow gets her reward. And remember, Shadow's not 100% doing this on her own. I have a short leash and I'm using leash pressure in the opposite direction to remind her to stay put, to avoid the behavior that I don't want to see. All right, awesome, thank you. Thank you, Pancho. All right, so welcome back to Einhornschutz. I'm Devlin, Shadow, and we're introducing Shadow to the, well, we started last episode where we started to introduce Shadow to the touch or the Podium. And again, I said that this is something that can grow into Shadow learning how to not just touch horizontally, but also vertically and up a wall and perhaps even to a light switch, etc. So let's get started. Now I'm gonna bring Shadow to the platform and just kind of introduce her and see if she puts her foot on it. And when she does, for whatever reason, yes, I'm gonna say yes and reward her for doing so. Try not to drop the treat. Touch. And as she does it over and over again, I'll begin to associate the command touch and constantly reward her for doing the right thing. Now sometimes if you get stuck and your dog's kind of frozen, just walk away and come back. Let's go. Touch. Yes. Good job. Good. Yes. Now we want her standing, right? So I'm going to just give a little gesture with my leg here for her to stand up. Remind her to come forward. Now I'm turning my body sideways to her to help her stay elongated so I can get her full body length. Because the next step after we gotten her comfortable standing on the podium, comfortably, like with her two paws and just putting all of her weight down, is to get her to start to spin. All right, good job. Now again, like all the other commands, I'm not gonna say the command right away until I get the behavior consistently. Touch. So she is touching now. Good. But I'm not gonna say spin until I can for sure guarantee that she has an idea of what's going on. Touch. Yes. Spin. Yes. Right here. Now you're gonna kind of put that treat slightly behind your leg so she could turn her head and use your leg if you need to. Sometimes it's better if you don't use your leg. If you can just get her to turn without the leg, then she can move faster with the lesson. Yes. Now in this case, I might be getting too excited and moving a little bit too fast because she did a great job solidifying that she understands to put up her paws on the podium today. And so I'm going to walk away, and I want to end on a high note. And so I'm going to just walk away and get her to place her paws on the podium, and then I'll mark that behavior and give her her reward. Let's go. Touch. Yes. Both paws. Touch. Yes. And finish. Good girl. All right.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.